Ready.
Ready.
Ready. Okay.
Hip hip hooray! We got
You
chip
sharing
tunes
your
going.
OBS screen, my friend.
Oh, because I wanted to.
Okay, just making sure.
You know.
Behind the scenes. This is the true frame by frame into the metagame.
Right.
It doesn't get much more meta than that. I mean, come on. Like, you're literally seeing the show become the show while being the show. But, hey everybody, welcome to Storyboard. This is a special relaxed version tonight that we're doing where we kind of are having a bit of a repeat of a session that we did a few weeks ago that I thought was freaking awesome. We kind of did some world building, and I did some map making and exploration of the software Dungeon Draft. We are going to continue that tonight, and I don't know, I was hoping maybe we could get more of this guild hall done, and then who knows, maybe make a brand new map from scratch. But special guests with me tonight is the ATOD family founders, Travis and Omar. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey,
Hello, everyone.
Travis.
That felt like solo energy. Let's do it.
Hey everyone!
Hey!
Yay!
Hi!
We're gonna gay it up! Yeah!
Yeah!
Yes!
This is a lot.
There we go. I feel like we needed a little more.
Oh, my Lanta.
Let's show them who we really are.
Okay. There it is.
Oh, boy. Well, with that, Travis, welcome. Do you want to tell
Thank
everybody
you.
what the deal is with this map?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I reached out to Zeki here, or like just asked him if he would be interested in helping me create the guild hall for the Radiant Citadel, and we thought this would be a really fun thing to explore on Storyboard together, and showcase some cool software, showcase some of the things that we had in mind, and also collaborate on something that we can use together in our other ongoing campaign. So this is the guild hall named Refraction's Crest, and it's where our heroes, home and lounge, and bookshelves and meeting rooms, and it's their home base. So I thought it would be really cool we have often are going to have scenes here, and right now we're doing it old school, theater of the imagination, theater of the mind, which I think is fine, but we're trying to elevate, we're trying to get to the next level. It could be better. Yeah, so we're building it together. And as we do that, we're sort of bouncing off ideas about the place and some of the characters, and even world building a little bit. And that's why we have Omar here to help bring his creative mind and some of those awesome thoughts he have to help populate and bring some new life to the space. So that's the background. It's like a super wordy way of saying we're building a guild hall. So TLDR, building a guild hall.
Yay!
I'm excited. It was quite the show last time when we were, just watching Zeki and you, of course, Travis, as you guys were really building it and designing it. It come to life because this program is really nifty.
Yeah. What program is it again?
This is a program called Dungeon Draft. It is my new favorite battle map creator. It's super intuitive. It is extremely versatile. It does some very impressive things with lighting and with windows and doors that I don't really see in a lot of other softwares. That's like so user friendly. And I've just been having a blast making different maps and stuff with this, as you can see.
I love the fact that it can just be imported into other VTTs, like Fantasy Ground, which we use.
Yeah.
My goodness, Bara. Hi, Bara.
Hey,
Just
Balra!
subscribed.
Hey, Balra.
Welcome to the right timeline where you were able to finally catch a stream of ours.
Welcome, yeah. Since you just jumped in, I gave a short and long-winded, I don't know if you heard it, but TLDR, we're building out the guild hall that we're going to use in my campaign that I run on Mondays on Tale of D20s. So right now we're just sort of like collabing, vibing, building out the space, talking about NPCs and, whatever else we feel like. That's sort of the vibe we're going for tonight, right, guys?
Yeah. And actually, truth be told, Balra is the person who officially sold me on using this software, actually. So.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I had looked at it and like was like, maybe. But after talking to Balra for like probably an hour, I was like completely sold, and here I am now making some very beautiful maps with it.
Awesome.
Very nice.
That's cool. Yeah, I really like it. It seems like, so far it's been pretty easy. We did have a few flubs with the different wall layers, but like that's to be expected because it's, we were trying to do the wrong thing. We were using exterior walls for everything. So it was sort of mucking up the calculations, but
yeah.
It's not too bad. Like, I feel like it's very like intuitive and allows, if you have these art packs and libraries, which you got tons of them from Humble Bundle, so I think they weren't too expensive.
They're actually, so the software itself is like $30, I think, 20 or 30. And then on their website, there are a couple like super users or whatever that she did hold me hostage. It was
I've done that a few times. It's okay.
Yeah. And,
he has a heart of gold. It's okay.
my partner has a heart of gold.
Brittany.
That is the proper answer there. I love you, Brittany. But so there's like a couple like power users, I guess what you would call them, that like have made their own assets and like brought them in, and they have like their own Patreons and stuff like that for assets and everything else. But they have like a couple free packs. So I have like, since of course added, like I saw Ghibli, I'm like, done. Give me a better art style. Come on. Like,
right, yeah. Studio Ghibli art styles are just so gorgeous.
Hold on 1 second. Controversial statement, because I had an argument with someone at work the other day. Is it Ghibli or Ghibli?
Ew! No, I have never heard Ghibli in my entire life. It is Ghibli.
I've probably heard Ghibli somewhere along the lines, but
Heresy.
But like, hear me out. It's
No.
wrong.
Oh yes, okay. Truth.
There's an H after, unless like, the people who run the studio can like correct me. That's totally fine. But otherwise it's Ghibli because that's a GH there.
I like Googled it, and like the one thing said Ghibli, and the other one was like Ghibli, and I was like, I don't even know. They don't even know.
That's so controversial. Thank you, Omar, for making us pick sides tonight.
I just thought that I would just throw that out there. Sorry, didn't mean to derail.
Of course. You're not derailing anything. Oh, you know what would be really fun, actually?
So tell people watching as you're decorating and we're bantering here, what area of the guild house are you working on?
Well, I thought that since I am kind of working next to this bar and like grill, there's a small like kitchen there too. Since we're near the bar of this guild hall, I figured they would need like a pretty hefty sized storeroom. They're making different meals 3 times a day. They have literally all of these different tables that are expected to be full of guild members. at any given time. There could be visiting caravans of, like, you know, guild members from off plane or off Citadel. You know, like, there's plenty of room for whoever is joining us tonight. And with that comes a lot of food and a lot of goods. So that is what I've been working on here.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely.
Awesome.
I wish I could remember this fact. I like half remember this fact. Maybe one of you can help me. But it was like in like the olden days, like 200, 300 plus years ago, they had
days,
like
yes.
the olden days where they would have like taverns and stuff. They would have like a giant pot above a hearth, and it would constantly be cooking and bubbling, and they would just add stuff to it throughout like the week, not like the day, the week. And as long as it was like above 140 degrees, like bacteria was cooked off. But it was not something that like they would like wash and clean. They would just like add more water and add more like whatever they hunted or more vegetables.
Isn't that just hot pot?
Constantly, like, it is hot pot, but it's like peasant hot pot, and I forget the name of it, but I remember reading that like fact like a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh my god. Sometimes we wish that we lived in olden times, but then I think about things, then you read about shit like that and you're like, never.
People
I'd
who
die.
say that they want to live in olden times are full of shit.
Right?
Hard stop.
Right.
Like, let me just like throw that out there, like, super controversial statement here, that like even like those crazy intense like extreme like bushcrafters, they fucking buy tools that would have never fucking existed 300 or 400 years ago. They're using like carbon steel fucking blades that are never gonna go dull. Like,
Right.
fuck out of here.
I just thought it was really funny.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Everyone's, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I mean, like, I would say I'm a child of the 80s, but like late 80s, I was a baby. But like, people are always like, oh, I want to go back to the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, or so on and so forth. And I'm just like, there's a lot of troubling times there. You know, a lot of racism, a lot of backwards, like sexism. I was like, I don't know if I really want to go back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people sort of, they cherry pick the moments, you know what I mean, and the
Yeah.
feelings from various times.
Oh, of course.
Like, the 80s had some fun stuff, but like you said, I was born and 1 and then 2. Like, I had no fun in the 80s.
Travis, you didn't really live in the 80s, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I wish.
Where are
Or
the-
do I? I don't know.
The world will never know.
Like, I've been seeing like TikToks and videos now, like where people are like, yeah, well, when were you born? They're like 2005, 2000, you know, whatever. And then when they're like, when were you born? You're like 19. And they're like, 19? And I was like, I felt that person
You felt that in your bones, Travis.
when they were like 19? You were born when it started 19?
How fucking old are you?
I was like, oh my god, just dead.
Just like, you're a century ago, technically.
What is it? Skull and crossbones meme. We have to relate now.
We're like fine wines. We just get better with age. It's fine.
Right? Exactly. That's what I'm telling myself.
Right. I'm definitely not clinging on to anything since I'm younger than both of you.
Like, it's a 90s baby. You can't relate. Boo. Shoo.
I can't.
Right? Can I tell you?
Born
So-
in the 90s.
I've been like filling out paperwork and like for work and like doing like all this like your benefits, your this, your that. And then it was like put in your you know your birth date, and it was like you're 34 and X months, X days away. And I was like, oh my god, I thought it was gonna be 34 this year. Not that I'm going to be 35. And I was like, oh my had like a whole moment where I was like, ugh, I'm approaching midlife.
Oh, the passage of time. No one can escape it.
So
But
funny.
I'm curious to know what shenanigans you were building in. What is this? This is the bar, and it's like the back bar area.
This is like the kitchen and like the prep room and storeroom.
And like storeroom, like dry storage or whatever. And I'm just building what could be construed as potentially really good cover in case, something were to, say, potentially happen and we encounter some sort of battle or attack in our place.
I would say make sure none of those are meat. Because there ain't none of them.
Oh, stop. You can put some meat.
See, all these vegetables? It's all vegetables.
It's just meat. It's just at a premium.
Put some soy in there, please.
Tofu.
All right, let me... Soy. Oh, wow.
Mushrooms.
Not what you're getting.
Crates of mushrooms.
You're vegans in the refractions press. Thank you. The economy has called it. It's been decided. Remind me, who's the leader, the grand leader of the Radiant Citadel?
So, I forget the terminology for. There are speakers for the ancestors represent all of the guilds or all of the factions on the Citadel, and the speakers for the ancestors are basically senators. And there are 20 current senators, and one of them her name is Solhe, and she is an actual brass dragon, and she keeps a human form, and also, every 10 years or whatever it is, goes through the democratic process and keeps being reelected. So she's, an original founder of the Radiant Citadel, and then also now one of the senators. So technically, all the senators have equal power, but she's really the head senator or lead senator, so to speak.
I'll say I don't believe in aging out. Got it. Okay, welcome to USA.
Well, no, because no aging out. No, she is a brass dragon with an extremely long lifespan, but she's also a good representative and a good leader of her people. Mm-hmm. And like I said, each leader of the faction has to be elected by their peoples, their representatives. So whatever the terms demand, I think it's every 10 years, they go through the ritual, the process, and she keeps getting reelected. She's one of the longest serving people and also the founder. So she's I would say the person in charge.
Got it. So would she have? I mean, and if this is crossing into territory, we'll give you any spoilers, and please do not answer. But would she have the knowledge of all the ins and outs of the Radiant Citadel as a possible contact to be I need to know the best place to catch evil cult? No, I'm just kidding. No.
Where would you go? So yeah, she would be one of the, a good contact to get in touch. She's sort of like Bella Terrani's peer, or she would be. She's on that level, and so you can go seek an audience. She might be a little bit more involved with more politics, or have a larger faction of people to deal with, or she was the head honcho during the parade. She was the one that spoke to everyone during the opening first episode. So it might, she might have scheduling conflicts as a leader of the people, but you potentially could go seek an audience with her. And she was the person who tasked you and the other people during the first mission to go fight the evil demon in the temple, so to speak, so you have interacted with her before.
So she knows what's what. So we go that's a go-to contact that we probably have to use next time.
Mm-hmm. What is what? Does she know? What is what? I forget the other words.
I want to know how much of this of the Radiant Citadel have you homebrewed, and then how much have you tied in with the D&D 5e lore or the general lore?
So I would say I'm not exactly sure of a percentage. I might say like of the book that everyone has experienced so far, I would probably say it's like 60% the book and 40% my homebrew. So like Solheim is the leader in the book. She's like the head person. The shield bearers are the faction. The speakers of the ancients are the factions. The dawn incarnates are in the conclave, the gem representative of those people. Like that, those are all the Radiant Citadel. Like obviously the Radiant Citadel itself, that is all in the book. But like Bella Terraini is not one of the representatives. Like she's a made up person in that sort of senator role for a people that I made up. So in the book, they say there's like 22 or 25 factions. And in my world, I say that there was 20, or I have it written down. Forgive me if I'm misspeaking. But there's around the amount, but I think I took it down a few. But I also kept the same concept because in the book it says like, here's a few options that you can use, but like some are still missing. And like, so that's what I've done. And I've picked some of them, but like I haven't filled in the names or used the names. I just used a similar concept. And as the group and people meet more people, you know, we'll sort of fill that in as we go. The guild hall is all made up, 100% me. Like
Oh, did you make it the Fast and Crest? Like that's original?
100% original.
Fantastic. I thought it was lore.
The whole, because originally sort of, I intended this game to be more episodic, where each episode was going to be its own, like, sort of one-shot. Mm-hmm. And it sort of turned into, like, mini arcs. And right now we're on, like, a mini arc, and it's this investigatory arc. But when this, you know, one closes... so far we're on like episode 3. Next one should be episode 4 of it. I think this might go 5 or 6 episodes, and this like little mini arc will close, and then people can go on another mission. But the whole point is like guild members can go on missions, and each person, each player, like you, like Zeki, like our hunter, like Andy, like Logan, they can play different people. Mm-hmm. Like you can play different guild members. So that way, if you want to play low-level play for, you know, a few weeks, we can make new guild members that are low-level. If they want to be high-level, go on some crazy fighting missions, do some, you know, recon and escort missions, you know, in like, you know, in the elemental plane where, or like the, you know, 9 hells or something crazy, or you know, in, you know, quote unquote high level play, we could do that. We could make new characters for a few weeks and do it. Like that was the point, is to sort of have that flexibility, because it would allow me to also bring in guest stars. You know, because if you're having like a mini arc that's like, you know, supposed to be like an episode or 2, in this case they're like like a little mini series, like 3 to 5. It's not too crazy to have a guest person, you know, jump in for a little bit. And that was all me. I decided that that's something that I wanted to do and how I wanted to run, you know, the game. Especially since we're streaming it live, I knew that I'd have a set, you know, core 3-4 people whom are going to play every week. And then, you know, 3 to 4 I feel like is a good number of players. And if we have a 4, 5, 6 with guest stars, cool, so be it. Awesome. Like I can facilitate that too. And I feel like that would be fun and, you know, different and dynamic on stream. So that was the original thought and intent behind it, and sort of what's mine versus what was in the book. So I don't know if you think that's not exactly 60-40, you know, 50-50. I'm not exactly sure. 70-30, somewhere in that range.
I mean, a lot of things you've made up, like the Fast and Crest, and the names I thought were from the book. So I think you've done a lot of homebrewing.
Yeah, the only thing that, you know, Solheim is like the name from the book that I've used. the rest of the names are all things that I've made up or created. Additionally, also like the material plane, like the concept of the material plane as we all use it, I've made my own material plane, actually using a different software that our group uses called Incarnate, and I love my Incarnate world map.
Oh, I love Incarnate.
So that I've homebrewed too, and all the different like factions and places, and I've weaved some story from my character's perspective. My player characters, their PCs stories have been woven into the world lore a little bit. So
Yeah, and I think as we develop the world or play more sessions, you'll probably homebrew like even more.
yeah, absolutely.
Because like, why would you reinvent the wheel? Like, it's a great world. You just add your spice to it.
Yeah. And I think, like, because I feel like I'm going to make my own world this time, just like Zeki here is, like, populating and building our guild hall from scratch. I have made several campaigns play in... I feel like such a boss. Like, I have made people play. I mean it, like, I have run campaigns in Forgotten Realms. You know what I mean? With you guys, with other people. And I've used the Forgotten Realms maps. So where Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, Luxon, all of these, the Cormyr forests, all of the places that we've been through and are familiar with, like, Colonel gave us a...
Yeah, he gives a posture and some
posture.
hydrate.
Oh, thank you, Colonel. I'll be drinking Bud Light tonight, because if you know, you know.
I don't know.
I guess I don't know either. Oh, are we celebrating what happened? I guess I should go get some champagne.
Oh,
Am I out?
mean, this
Am I out
isn't
of it?
champagne. This is Bud Light.
I guess you're right.
What
It's not
happened?
champagne yet. Someone made their way to official federal buildings.
Oh!
I mean, that also happened, but
Oh.
Kid Rock got super pissed off because Bud
Oh, he's talking
Light...
about something I have no idea with.
Oh, yeah, because
I don't
Bud
know
Light...
Kid Rock news.
well, Bud Light gave a sponsorship to a trans person.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
Kid Rock like did this like fucking bullshit clip where he like shoots his gun real fast at
Are you kidding
a
me?
bunch of like cases of Bud Light, and it was like someone like ripped it apart and was like, he's terrible at his aim. There was somebody else firing a gun. It wasn't just him, but he tried to make it look like he was like, being a tough man or whatever.
Man.
So
That's stupid.
just sipping one for
For Bud Light?
For Bud Light tonight, yeah.
For Bud Light and our trans allies.
Yeah.
And Bud Light. If you'd like to sponsor a Tale of D20s, we can definitely talk.
We can talk.
We can bring Bud Light to the tabletop community in a way you've never seen before. That's it.
I guess. Okay. We're gonna have to have a quick admin about our sponsors. Our sponsor choices.
Yo, if Bud Light decides they want to sponsor us, both of y'all can.
I would not say no. I would just put that. Let me just put that out there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hell yeah, Bud Light can fucking give us money. I'll wear a Bud Light shirt every stream.
Every time we go to the bar or something, to like, oh, can I have a pint of your best grog? And you're like, so is some Bud Light coming away?
Yeah. Our taverns exclusively have Bud Light on tap.
Right.
Just Bud Light.
In our sci-fi series, we get Bud Light Platinum also, just because it sounds more futuristic.
And go to like the Feywilds, like we have Bud Light Lime.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, yeah.
So, Bud Light, if you, in Anheuser-Busch, if you enjoy sponsoring a channel that is rooted in close proximity to your what is that, Elizabeth plant?
Oh,
New
right,
Jersey.
yeah. We're in New Jersey.
We're real close by. Even if you just want to sponsor us for like water, I know you guys can water there.
Right. So Colonel Blah says he's building the Dwendalian Empire, a level 8 encounter in the Broken Veil Marsh. The Dwendalian Empire, is that the Skyrim setting? That's like the...
I have no idea.
Right? Isn't that what that is? And we're also currently building a guild hall. So we're building the Refractions Crest Guild Hall, which is
Wild
in the campaign.
Yeah, with the Dwendalian. That's
Dwendalian.
Yeah.
Wildmouth.
Wow,
I don't know.
Travis,
It
aren't
sounds
you like the Critical Role guy?
Yeah.
I do like Critical Role. I'm sorry. For some reason, I was thinking Skyrim and Dweramir. I read it quickly. You know what I'm saying? You play Skyrim. Don't get at me.
Didn't you play Skyrim for 5 minutes?
No, I have a decent amount of time in Skyrim.
I spent a lot of time in Skyrim, especially with all the mods.
I don't have tons of hours in Skyrim like some of my friends, but I have a decent amount. Hold on, I have to look now.
Stop cursing at me.
Since you've insulted my honor, I have to look.
I
now.
have I have thousands of hours.
I know you do. I know you both do. I do not.
Over the past decade.
But to answer your question, Colonel, we are world building the Radiant Citadel. It is Travis is running a campaign in the Radiant Citadel on Mondays, and we're building the Refraction Crest, a homebrew guild. I didn't know it was homebrew, so it's even cooler. And we're doing it in Dungeon Draft.
Yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked. I was in the middle of saying that. Yeah.
He's trying to restore his
His honor.
His honor and integrity.
I'll have you know, it is a solid 180 hours.
That's a lot more than I thought it was. So I will give you a clap for that.
That's way more than I expected.
Mhm.
And Ballera, I would love to play Skyrim together sometime. That would be so much fun.
Yes, the mod, the new, well, it's not new anymore, but the multiplayer mod. I haven't checked it out yet either.
It is kind of janky. I have definitely used it. It doubles all the enemies and stuff too.
Okay.
So if you go into a high level dungeon or whatever, it's just so many people. Or if one of those super powerful dragons show up, you're just
Two of them show up.
Two of them show up instead. You just get wrecked.
Yeah, can confirm, Bara says. I think I remember her talking about that, or she was playing it where there was just rooms of monsters, just so many that you couldn't even move.
Oh jeez, Foes Row, no, you better don't.
Oh, no,
Sorry. Okay, I'm done. I'm here all night.
Bethesda, can we please get a new game sometime this decade? I'm just saying.
Just the last time I popped in, the person I played with had something going on with their mods that were making the NPCs naked.
Colonel Block clothes are evil.
Yeah.
I'm about it.
Hey, I've never seen a naked person who's also a mimic, but I've seen clothes that are a mimic.
Did you? Okay, Realty. When you guys started to play The Sims back in the day, did you try and install mods to get them clothesless?
I had no idea how to do that.
I think at some point maybe. But
I was like, oh man, I want these Sims to be naked so bad, and I remember trying to install mods to do it.
I was a sadistic evil child and was like, "You're in the pool, haha! No more ladders.
Take the ladder out."
I tried to successfully do every ladder of the jobs and stuff.
No, I played.
And I
Sims.
really enjoyed being an astronaut.
Oh my goodness, I enjoyed playing Sims by doing @.
Oh my God.
Rosebud.
Rosebud?
Line.
Get out of
Give
here.
myself $800 million or something, and then just building crazy, perfect McMansion lives and houses for people. That was super fun. I loved doing that.
How did I know that you were going to do that?
We're all super nerds.
Oh my God.
As soon as you started saying the @ sign, I'm like, oh, he's gonna do Rosebud.
@Rosebud, that's what it was. It was @Rosebud and another symbol, and then : : Because Rosebud itself was only 1, but if you did like a colon, it like auto repeated or some bullshit.
I didn't know that. I only ever did like the $1,000 at a time.
Oh my god, no.
Like a plebe.
Like a plebe. No, I mean like these people, they need $500,000. They need a nice house.
See,
we ain't taking no loans out.
I was guilty. I was like, I can't. That's cheating. And I used to have to work for my money.
I was like, they let you access the command line with these buttons. That ain't cheating. It's part of the game.
That's a feature.
That's a feature, not a bug.
Okay. So where are we at, Zeki, with building the refraction crest? I see so much stuff going on here.
So I'm actually like putting stuff in here that Travis could probably use at some point as like a mission beat within itself. We snuck in and like stole the letters from the underboss because reasons.
You should push it in there, and then we could be like, the map clearly shows like a magic sword underneath his bed, so I'm gonna grab that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the power now. But that's awesome. So how do you, I know you've said it before, but now that you're even more experienced with dungeon craft, how do you like the features so far?
Oh, I fucking love it.
What's your favorite part of it? Because I know you delved into so many different world building, map building, programs. So
I have. I am kind of a slut for making maps. I like mapping software.
You have so much mapping software. You have like 5 programs, right? At least.
Yeah, I mean, I have like 3 or 4 programs that I use at work. You know what I mean? So like I like making fantasy maps. I get to be the boss. Come on.
Do you do CAD drawings?
I do CAD drawings, yeah.
Or CAD. Oh my god, please.
I don't do.
What did you say?
I don't make like vehicle outlines or anything like that.
I said cab, not CAD.
I also don't make furniture and like kitchen drawer sets and stuff like that. I don't make cabs, or like speaker boxes. I guess I could make a speaker box in CAD, but no.
Do you find it helps using a program like this?
What do you mean exactly? Like help what?
Being like you doing CAD and other things and schematics, having that knowledge is a help build. Yes, the D. I said it right. Do you find it makes it easier to build world maps like these?
I think that CAD is kind of this program that is kind of just like the master key to understanding just digital design at like a basic level and like understanding how intricate you can do layers. Like if you have no Photoshop experience like me, but like you know how to do shit in CAD, like you can kind of like trudge through and like get some Photoshop done if you like absolutely needed to. But like if I didn't have like the mapping experience that I do, like I don't think I would be able to come into some of these programs, especially some of the more difficult ones. I love Campaign Cartographer for its world maps and its city maps also. It has a really great city map maker. But if you don't have any background in making maps and you haven't watched like hours of tutorials or something like that, it is extremely difficult. Like to set up streets and buildings and stuff like that and like have them randomized the right way and even be like just like be the right color and everything else.
I can confirm. I'm that bitch. I have tried some of those softwares and just was like, I'm just gonna wing it. Like, I'm gonna make a cool city. And I'm like, this is stupid. This is dumb. No one's gonna live here. This doesn't make any sense.
Oh
just
my
X
God.
out, wasted an hour. You know what I mean?
Balra, I want to play a game, not imitate reality.
We were joking about Sims. That was when we were joking about Sims before.
Oh, that was from before. I thought she was like, well, I mean, I guess, but like, I like real mapping softwares too. Like Esri GIS is
Oh my
like
god,
shit.
that would be such a fucking burn if she was.
I was like, damn! No cartography
wicked.
skills allowed.
Oh, you make fantasy maps? I prefer.
Oh god,
I only prefer real maps.
Yeah, no, that was Sims. Oh my god.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh my gosh,
got you,
Baller, it's
Baller.
okay, we're good.
I got you, Mara. I know.
Yes, Maro, don't mind Zeki.
Don't mind me just being ridiculous over
Oh my
here.
god, that was so funny.
Zach, could you zoom out and we could see? Not kernel starting stuff. Zoom out and we can see a good.
I prefer reality.
You want to see like the whole map?
Yes.
Give us a walkthrough of the map and what we did last time, just so that way people here can see what you're populating.
Okay, sure. So, the last time we met, we kind of made the basic outline. We like looked at Travis's city map, and he like pointed out the specific building that the Radiant Citadel guild hall that we're at. What is the name of your guild hall again, Travis? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Refraction's Crest.
Refraction's Crest. I have it like written down on my notes, but I need
RC.
constant reminders. But Refraction's Crest, guild hall, and so I basically just like took the outline from like I eyeballed it and kind of rubber stamped it, as they say in the business, and
Is that what they say?
it's like a way to like scale things properly based on what you think it's supposed to kind of be. And you
Okay.
kind of use like landmarks to get there. So like I used that corner building. I kind of used the different roofs to like figure out where shit
Yeah.
should go.
Yes, we
So
did.
that was my kind of ad hoc rubber stamping of sorts. But so then this is the guild hall. So this is where, you know, everybody in this campaign that Travis is running, this is kind of where we live when we're in the Radiant Citadel. And so we wanted to start this off with like getting all these rooms. And, you know, I think we like designed this to be like a smithy for like its guild members.
Zoom in on the areas that you're talking about, so that way people can see, because your
Oh, yeah,
mouse
it's
is
like
kind
real-
of small.
Yeah. So, for example, this is like our main guild hall. Like this is where people spend most of their time. So they're going to be eating here. They're going to be going to the bar. They're going to be watching performances potentially, and or, you know, hearing people speak and teach lessons potentially on whatever, you know. Travis, is there anything else like you think you would want it? Because I remember you very specifically wanted this stage area.
Yeah, I thought that the stage would be like an important part for like the reasons you said. Like there's going to be performers in the guild itself. Some people might be bards, but then you also might have, you know, traveling groups that want to entertain and host in there in the evenings. Or it could be a place where leadership, when they're standing on stage to direct the people, like, you know, in the guild, what's happening. And then the other part is in the sort of bottom left corner of here is sort of the like reception area we set up to. So you've called everything else, but that too is the other spot.
Yeah, so this is where like people that are like looking for missions and stuff, this is where they kind of muster. Is that like a term people use these days?
Linger.
I was gonna say muster
Congregate?
because I mean they could congregate, yeah.
Rally.
But it's a place where people can like get jobs.
Yeah.
Less food, but like maybe like people are reading books or playing some cards or whatever. I got pretty ornate with some of the food and what's going on with these tables. Something that I personally think is fun is kind of like making
He legit put each of these individual like food items on these tables.
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of
Excuse
meat
me.
there, but
Lots of fish.
Lots of fish. Hey, there's some
Some
turkey
veg.
legs or whatever, and some chicken legs.
Right.
someone's eating
A
one
carrot.
carrot.
A carrot.
It's a Haagen-Dazs. They just eat just a carrot.
That's
Well,
what it is.
Don't you remember? Like, there's kind of like a meat shortage right now. So
Yeah, yeah. So just one carrot is all you need.
one carrot's all you're getting.
So that's what
we got like a roasted pig over here.
get it out. Too much. I'm just kidding. No, like there is some meat. It's just like it's generally at a premium. Like it's there. There is a shortage right now, as you guys are finding out. But
But yeah, then we like made this little bar area and like added all these cups, like all these beer mugs and steins and stuff. I really like the lighting features.
Oh my god,
In
I was
this
gonna
game.
say that. It is so nice.
So fucking cool. You can like change the intensity and everything else and size of it, and it's fantastic. But then we have these two smaller rooms that I was just decorating.
OMG, Colonel Blah, thanks for the 100 bits.
Oh my god,
what?
Colonel Blah, thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Blah. I was wondering what that was.
Right, because I have OBS open and I heard this noise. Like, you need to put the alert box on.
I need to learn how to do that. I won't lie to you. I need to learn that.
Write this down for our next show. We should have like learn OBS with ATOD.
Oh,
How
we
to
definitely
run
should.
RPG.
So that way
We're
it's
gonna
saved
accidentally
forever.
give away our key and stuff.
Don't.
I'm not that big of
Don't
a
do
pro
that.
where I can be like, just copy this down, paste.
But so this is what's her name's office, right?
That is the main leader's bedroom, so that's Guildmaster Corell's room.
Yeah, Skillmaster Corral. And so they have like 2 tables because they're like ballers, and they have their own desk, plenty of drawer space, a
Right.
private chest, an entire library,
Yep,
and you know, some candles, some chests, set the mood.
right. That right there is Andromeda's room.
And this is Andromeda's room. I've got a loot, another chest, a smaller bookshelf, only 1 set of drawers, a desk over here, and then a table with some assorted letters and papers,
And or notes.
and potentially a red handkerchief.
Ooh.
What could
So-
that mean?
I mean, I'm concerned. So, Drama plays the lute. You gotta have a session where they coax her in to performing on that stage, and I want to see Drama perform that lute on that stage.
I also want to see Travis perform for
Yes.
us, so I'm for it.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick up the loot, and in 2 to 5 years, I will perform for you.
I mean, you can put like free
I'll put
lute music,
freelootmusic.com on.
and then I expect to hear lyrics of Drama's like, because she is a star genasi, right?
Right.
So I want to
Yeah.
hear epic tales of wherever.
Oh,
she's
you
star
want like
genasi.
a? Oh, you want like a? What is it? Like a Beowulf epic poem of her lineage and story.
At least a toss a coin to your Witcher or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, we'll work on
Fair
it.
enough.
We'll work on it.
Oh, also, last session we made like the stalls for all the horses.
So many horses on this
So
guild
many
hall.
horses.
We're
Because
practically a ranch here.
because if Travis runs his campaigns like I do, which he does, because that's where I learned how to do this, we constantly are killing our horses and forgetting them places. It's not because we're doing it in a mean way. It's just because we forget we had them.
It's because they can't go through the swamp.
So, question: we're on a floating diamond island, so to speak. So, is it you get a horse and then teleport to a place where there will be more land to ride a horse, or do you
I mean,
actually
there's-
use it here?
You've been in the Radiant Citadel now. You've seen this how big this place is.
It's large enough where you would need like beasts of burden or horses to like cart goods around. Like
Okay.
It's like a big city
it's a
in the
humongous
material
city.
plane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
On the ethereal plane.
So these are more like beasts of burden, more so than riding horses.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
there could be
sure,
some,
but like I'm sure
like a mix.
messengers and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
exactly that. Like some messenger horses, some are full horses.
I'm sure you could like take these through a portal to another
The
part of the
material
plane
plane.
too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
rent them out.
Yeah. So, and remember the Concord jewels, which are like the, buildings that plane shift to the material plane, are for all intents purposes giant like warehouses. So, like a horse and whatever things are carrying can easily go into that building and then be plane shifted to the material plane and trudge off to the city or wherever that you're trading your goods to and from. So
Yeah. So, if I were to, I guess at
God.
this point, what?
Colonel Bloss says that he makes his party members purchase new horses every time they lose them.
Rightfully fucking so.
I guess so.
I agree with that.
I think the last thing I did with a party was they could rent horses and pay the cost of a horse, but they would get money back if they returned it. And if the horses died, they're like, well, now we have your money and you don't have a horse. So.
Oh, okay.
Like you'll have to return it back or go to another place that would know, like almost like an enterprise or one of them.
Right? Yeah, like a rent a car, like a rent a horse. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Like make it enough. Like let's say a horse is 50 gold, and you be like 75 gold. You can rent this horse, and then you put a 50 gold down payment on. You get that back, so you only spend 25 gold versus the full whatever money. So then they'll have more incentive to return the horse and not kill the horses.
If I was an NPC operating a stable, I'd stop selling my horses to these PCs. Yeah. Be like, where are all these horses going? Who knows? Who knows?
Get out!
I know, that was bad. I was trying.
Psychic damage to all of you.
Right, sorry.
I do like to have like different horses, such as like, cause like there's war horses, this horse, that horse, riding horse, there are different ones, and then like I've had a party take like two the large war horses and just double up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause they have really good stats. Not very fast, but they have really good stats for like attacking, I guess. Have you guys done a lot of mounted combat in your days of D&D 5e or just do the TTRPG as to say in general?
No.
Mounted combat, no.
Like...
I'm always like, don't do it. That's what I tell my PCs, to be quite honest, because I'm like, I don't want to learn those rules and have to like deal with it. Or if you absolutely positively have to have it, make it stupid simple and tell me what it is. What's the DL? You know what I mean? What's the TLDR?
Mm-hmm. I still don't know if I'm doing it right. I've had a party it's like they move like they can forego the bounce movement or actions to then move you, and then you attack, and then all that. Like in Descent Boy, Adam has Big Steve, so technically he's mounted and he's mounting combat with it. And I'm just like, hope we're doing this right. But Adam does know how to do mounted combat, so I do.
Because like technically, like you can give yourself advantage with certain builds because they count as
an ally,
in certain situations, and it's just so bizarre that I'm like, no, please. Like you can ride your mountain, you can have it, but like any extra frills and bells and whistles, like no, unless you're like really dipping into it and like taking a feat and like doing a thing, like.
Yeah.
And even in that case, I'm like, because we know it's an issue. You know what I mean? Like, we know it's like, it's generally like, fuzzy. So it's like.
Yeah, and like Random Zero says in chat, people forget, and I used to, and I make sure I'm like, to mount that, it's half your movement, and so on to dismount. So if people want to get on and off, it does cost you something.
It's just like standing up from prone.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You're like on a giant beast. You shouldn't be able to get on and off of it for free.
No,
It's like,
sorry.
it's like it's several feet above you. You have to like leap onto it. It should take some time.
I think I would throw in a caveat. Let's say if you ever guys ever get horses, I'll throw in a caveat to have you guys roll or someone could roll an athletics or acrobatics check to kind of flip on there and forego that, or risk losing their movement and falling prone if they completely flow.
Right. I feel like that's only like it's situational dependent. Like you wouldn't do that every time, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Colonel Bloss says that his party still forgets the horses, except the necromancer who has a skeletal horse. That's so metal.
How would you forget that? Yeah, you would not forget a skeletal horse.
No, he just probably raises it from wherever he is. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is too, like, that's like I've noticed like paladins, they never fucking forget that they have horses.
Yes.
They're like the only ones.
I mean, they can summon their horses at will, so like, they're like, oh, I forgot our horses. Just kidding. I'll just summon it then, using what is it? Summon steed, Satan Greater Steed.
Mm-hmm. Now it's find.
Oh, find Greater Steed. Yeah, that's
Find Steed. Yeah. Random Zero says Unsleeping City Season 2. They exploited the crap out of Paladin's Mount. What is that? Unsleeping City. I don't know.
That is on Dropout.
Is that Dropout?
Dropout. Yeah.
Is that with Brennan Lee Mulligan?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
America's favorite TM.
Right? Yeah, I really do like him. I don't know. I was like super sour when Dropout like founded. I was like, another program where I have to purchase. So I never got into it, and now I like regret it. I really think that a lot of their shows look really cool, and I watched like clips and stuff from some of their shit. So
Not too late.
I might
It's
still
never
jump
too
in.
late.
I know. I still might jump in. He's super good, and so far all the clips that I've seen from their games look so fun and so interesting. They've had some fun concepts.
Nice.
Definitely.
Like they've done like a Harry Potter like Magic House one. They've done like a superheroes one, right? The Sleeping City is like a modern one. It's like wizards and people, but it's also like modern day. Like I think they've done a bunch of like very like
Interesting stories.
yeah, like interesting stories. Yeah, thank you.
So this is so you're telling me that everyone sleeps nearby? I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now that
Y'all ain't special. This is where you sleep.
what's the character's name? I'm having a brain fart.
Aura.
Aura. She has her own room.
Bullshit. This is where she sleeps.
This is the barracks. This is like the first floor barracks for like the newbies. Like some
like
people
Aura.
might.
We're here from birth. Thank you.
Aura probably has her own room. Yeah. She
What
was
level are we
adopted.
though? What level are we?
Like 5,
Five.
which is better than most people.
Maybe we have rooms on the second floor.
Besides, no one would want to sleep in the same room as Aura, because she would wake up at like 6 a.m. the crack of dawn, and like just like a rooster, just like good morning, and she would wake up everyone.
Yeah, people would be like, "Get this bitch her own room."
I mean, like, the thing about it, though, is, like, everybody's kind of coming and going all the time. So,
Very
like,
true.
it's not necessarily that, and I fucked up. I gotta delete some of these beds.
What did you do?
I mean, they're all the same bed.
I
First
mean,
off.
wouldn't they all be the
First
same?
off. I mean, they all look exactly the same.
Like visually, aesthetically different. They would be the same twin bed, but they'd be different looks, and is what he means.
Correct. That is exactly
Like some
what I'm
messy
talking
beds,
about.
some clean, some made
Well,
beds.
Wouldn't it be like in the? I mean, I haven't been in the military. I could be completely wrong, but I feel like isn't in the military everyone makes up their bed the same way. It all looks the same, and it's just like
This ain't the military. This
This
is
is-
guild.
I
This
know.
is a guild hall that lets Aura in, so
No shade.
why is it different? I don't want
When
it
we
to be
do ATOD storyboards, I'm adding in those type of them exclamation points, whatever they're called, emotes. I'm gonna have that the shade of it all.
Shade.
different. That's
Crack.
But like you want like a couple to look different, you know?
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's
I think
easier on
we're-
the eyes. Hey, Joriel.
Hi,
Yay,
Joriel.
Joriel's here. Hi, Joriel.
Welcome. We're building a guild hall today. Or we're not building, we've built it, we're populating it and BSing about the Radiant Citadel.
Oh, that has bedposts.
Oh,
This one's broken. Yeah, I want a derpy bed. I want someone to explain that one.
Oh my god, that's the two gem kobolds share that bed.
oh my
Oh
goodness.
my god,
So
that's
they don't-
terrible.
My crystal gems.
Oh, your crystal gems. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. They can have regular beds.
Okay, good.
Yeah, everybody
Lumia
kind of
and-
gets
and
their
Raya.
own bullshit. Yeah.
I'll let you know right now. I was like, oh crap, my night background or the background gives me 2 retainers, and I was like, I want to use them right now. So I was like, what are they gonna be? I'm a dragonborn cobalt. Make them diamonds and stuff. And I was just like, come here, but I was like, light luminate
We
lumio.
are the crystal gems.
Freaked out.
So, okay, I think I got that room done. It doesn't need to be anything special. I mean, these are stairs to go up to the second floor, so I'm kind of leaving the space open.
Makes
You have
sense.
door access here. Another door here. I kind of have plants kind of signifying where like corners are on things.
Okay.
Adds a little bit of like pop to it as well, so it's not just like empty space in a corner.
I love these like little door fortress spaces. You got a bed and a chest. There you go. That's all you need.
I mean,
You get a +1 if I put a wardrobe in, but some of y'all don't need it.
It's kind of like a hostel almost. Like you just get
Yeah.
the minimum, but it's still a place where people can collect, like a bed and breakfast / hostel.
Right?
and like your stuff is safe for the most part.
And once you've proven yourself, you get a room like Aura.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I like how he's making a map. He's being so mean to Aura.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. She was, because of her storyline, like you wrote it such that she was like adopted basically by the guildmaster and like has been here since birth. Like she probably would have her own space. She might not have like a giant like room of like one of the higher ups, but she probably has her own space on.
No, I would say she has the tiniest of rooms. She only needs a
Oh,
bed.
so she's under the staircase in the basement.
No,
then.
she's not the kid in the cupboard.
We're doing a
Not the-
full HP.
He's not the boy in the cupboard. No, or whatever he was in. She
Right,
has-
it's the lizard under the stairs.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm just kidding. She has. She can have a nice small room upstairs.
She's like a nice small 10x10 room.
10 by 10 is tiny.
You know, all she needs to do is get up, like look herself in the mirror.
It's so tiny though, Omar.
I mean,
So
she doesn't
tiny.
need it. She's a minimalist, but she does drink. Like, I can't wait until Captain Rurik, am I pronouncing it right? And it comes back from his epic adventure or job that he's currently on. That way, because Aura is dying to have a nice drink on Night out of Town with him, because he drinks, she drinks. Let's see who lasts longer. Like, I want a Constitution saving throw contest.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
We
We'll
tried
make it
this and you
happen.
like went to bed or something.
Right.
Who,
He,
me, you or Aura with the bed?
Aura did.
I don't recall.
Well, roll the tapes.
Check the tapes, everybody.
I'm pretty sure we did because eventually, I don't know who won though. I can't recall because he eventually had to be like dragged away and like went in his shell like a turtle because he was so trashed and just like was like left in the front hallway.
Yeah, I think Aura was down there. I'm pretty sure. She would love to drink, and cause she's not a paladin, so she's paladin-like in her virtue, but she's a fighter. So
All of the pleasure, none of the guilt.
exactly.
Such a funny way to think about it.
So one thing, and then like this is me for not catching I missed a session like in between and all that. I was shocked when I saw Vilya. I didn't know you were bringing Vilya, Zeki, into the story, and then I didn't know when in time this was. So
compared to the other campaign,
compared to like where he came from. Do we have babies? Like, give them the backstory.
The twins were
mentioned
alive for sure. They were mentioned. I'm actually probably in a lot of trouble.
Oh my goodness. So recap really quick from me at least, and chat to know more about Vilya.
So Vilya, what a saint, right? No, but he was a character that I had used in one of Travis's offline campaign that we played for, what was that, like 3.5, 4 years?
Yeah, we did the Great Modron March.
The Great Modron March, which was a 2nd edition adventure.
Right? Upscaled to 5e.
Upscaled to 5e, and then like rewrote like half of it for our storylines and stuff like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Super fucking cool. Great fucking campaign. Needed some more people that were committed to it. Like a lot of people's campaigns, it kind of fell apart for various reasons. To the point where it really didn't feel like the same campaign anymore. And we all kind of collectively were like, let's put this on the shelf.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean... What?
Right. I was going to say, what you call it? Like you said, that doesn't mean it's gone forever.
Correct.
We put it on the shelf, but then pulled out because we made some really great memories in that campaign. Because I was going to say the campaign did fall apart, but like to our credit, we did run it, like you said, for like 3.5 years, which is a very long time for a campaign. So we had lots of good stories and lots of good moments and like feelings. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, totally fine. And to like add to that, that was kind of where I decided that, like, I'm not gonna say goodbye to my character. Like, why should I have to do that? Whenever I don't think the whole story was told, So I thought it was like the right time to bring back this character, something familiar also to Travis. So like this was like your first campaign on the channel, so it's nice sometimes to have that familiarity, especially with like a West Marches where it could be so many different things. So I felt like that was kind of important too, just to like help us like get off the ground with it a little bit and have fun like immediately, because Vilya is very much the character that was like me like as a human, and then just like added stuff on top of it, whereas some of the other characters that I've played for Omar as the DM, for example, have been much more like particular characters that I've
like caricatures of certain like
of
things made into a character.
Correct, yeah. So this was like, a fun thing for me to also to be able to be like, haha, now I just get to be Goofy Vilya, the ranger, like the like very like tropey ranger who shoots a bow and arrow, subvert the trope of not liking dwarves by falling in love with one. I had twins in the campaign, so like that's canon now. And
it sort of works out because like she's, so just to give everyone context, in my campaign we were playing on the Great Wheel cosmology, and like she was literally the matron on Mount Celestia, like the lawful good plane. She was the leader of the a race or species of dwarves, and she was like chosen by her goddess to like lead these people, but was being overthrown and usurped. And long story short, Zeki and party saved her and they fell in love. And then like I was like, roll me a D100, and he rolled like a 2 on the die. Like, and I was like, okay, well, there you go.
So would we have 100 babies? Was that what it would have been?
No, like, because it was like a chance. I was just like 5% chance of him, actually, like, or like 3% chance of him actually conceiving roll for conception.
Yeah, it was like 100 minus our levels, and I had like we were like level 5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like if I rolled
Very
95 or higher,
yeah,
or whatever, something like that. It was something
like
ridiculous.
Yeah, and he like rolled like on it +1, you know, like within the range. So I was like, okay, it happened, and then we like, you know, ran with it. And then you guys remember, like, you had a whole ceremony where you each like did a piece to like create the magical rings that like they used to get married.
That was
and, like,
so cool.
Yeah, so like he canon like fell in love and married and created a family, but because she's like a leader of people, she's like busy. So Zeki can like go be an adventurer, or Vilya can go be an adventurer. Like, sorry kids, like they have to learn about their culture and stay with their mom. But so so it's like been like, we'll say like maybe a decade or so after the events in our previous campaign. So his kids are still like young toddlers, and like they're doing stuff with her, you know, and Vilya's here.
Bitch.
Right, she's a boss bitch of a people on a mountain. So
right, how fucking boss can you get?
Right, so you know, magic happened, and Zeki or Vilya is now connected to the world tree on my material plane, which magic deities, something connected something. And there you go. And so that's how we've sort of brought that canon and that character to life in this world.
So then what is Vilya's motivation to be at, or is it just like, I want an adventure? Is that why he's at the Refraction Crest?
This is very much my Guardians of the Galaxy. I am just having an adventure.
Yes. Yes.
Like this is I think at this point in Vilya's story, I was able to like find the body of my sister. I have a twin sister, and I was able to put her soul back into her, because I had the vial of her soul basically, and these like, it wasn't liches or something, but like this group of like, I think they were necromancers, to be honest with you.
It was, so back in the day, they're not exactly necromancers, they're called the Doom Guard.
Yes. The Doom Guard.
In second edition, there were 16 factions, and they correspond to different like emotions and whatever. And the Doom Guard is entropy and decay. Their like general philosophy is that like nothing should exist. Like,
correct. Like
life and just like material things, everything's wrong. Like, and so they're trying to like literally like just undo the universe, the multiverse on the whole. And they were trying to corrupt the world tree. So like you guys said, it's been years, we're not playing no more.
Yeah.
I created a storyline so that way druids of all 9 alignments, so, you know, lawful good, neutral, chaotic, evil, were required. So a druid from each plane was required, and they had to like willingly give themselves up to this corruption curse, and like rot the world tree that like connects and keeps the multiverse together. And Vilya's sister was one of the chaotic good druids from her plane. She was like a druidic priestess, and so they were like, snatch and like mind controlled her. And like obviously like the evil druids are gonna like, sure, yes, let's destroy the world and rot ourselves out, but for the good people, they had to be mind controlled. And so they like literally brainwashed her and removed her, you know, soul and her brain power from her body, which, you know, Zeki said recovered. And they were like manipulating her to like give herself in. And so we didn't get to finish that campaign, but like Zeki said, he took the liberty of saying that our characters and the, you know, players we're going through is trying to save them and like undo that plot, and when successfully did, saved his sister and reunited her soul. So
a happy ending.
Happy
exactly.
ending.
There was a happy ending. And so like something that like had driven my, I guess this is like kind of important to add, that like something that like Vilya's character kind of had about him like in the first campaign was this idea that, you know, there's terrible guilt, this like survivor's guilt, because we're twins, and like the firstborn is supposed to become this druid in the village that I was from, and my sister was like, you know, seconds older than me or whatever, and she went missing like Travis described. And then like my whole family was like, okay, so you're the only one that's left, you have to become the druid then.
Oh,
And I was like, no.
Yeah.
well, that's
like-
we have two.
And right, and like so I was like, this whole time, like my whole character thing was like it was like a twin thing. Like I knew that my sister was still alive out there somewhere, and I had to go find her. So that is like, that was like my whole impetus in the first campaign, was like, I'm looking for my sister. And wouldn't you know it, she got wrapped in with all this bullshit in the main campaign. Somehow that happened. But it was just like kind of like a big weight to be shifted off of my shoulders, I think. To be able for this campaign to just be like, nah man, I'm just, you know, mom's watching the kids and I got the night off kind of thing.
Go out there and adventure away and come back with the well, I remember she was like you're like, mommy, I need some cash. Can I make diamonds and stuff like, or we need reagents of 1,000 golds worth of diamonds. She's like, well, I guess I have some in the reliquary. Let me go pick it up.
I mean,
She was like, you also like saved our kingdom from like being usurped. So like, she's like, I got some leeway.
exactly.
No,
You
it
also
was a
made it
great
to like
resource.
pretty high level by that time too.
Yeah, we were like 12, 13?
I think so.
Something big and crazy. Higher than what most people get, which is like kind of hilarious also.
I mean, just this might be like
exactly zero.
kind of check my like lucky me kind of thing, but I don't think I've been in more campaigns where I've gotten to at least level like 11, 12, 13 than like it ends at level 3, because I've heard so many stories of the most I've ever gotten a character is level 5 because it usually ends by then, and I'm just like, oh.
I know, I feel like we're like the exception to like the standard experience, because most of my like campaigns and gaming experience has been long form where they, you know, grow like many levels, unless it's like a one shot where we know it's going to be like your character is at X level for 2 or 3 sessions, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I guess having like a good core group helps a lot too. A lot of people aren't fortunate enough to have that, which is just really thankful to have friends who all want to play and are committed enough to play, where you can stretch out. I mean, we did 1 to 20 in our first campaign, which is just fantastic. So
Yeah, absolutely. In our podcast, which you all can check out at ataleofd20s.com.
nice plug.
Yeah, no, I love that campaign. That was one of my like greatest accomplishments. Like literally, I don't know, like how many people can you say, like you people in chat, can you say that you've taken a caster from 1 to 17 and got Wish? Like that, I feel like that's a huge deal. Like, I don't know, to me that was like, call me crazy, but I feel like that was like
Crazy.
check it off my box, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You successfully got the strongest spell in D&D history.
Right.
Before the spell weave was broken, and you can only do 9th level spells.
Right.
Or after.
I know. Part of me wishes, I'm sure there is now that I'm thinking about it, like I would love like a high level like supplement play, like a before the spell weave was broken, when you could still cast that.
Just cast like rewrite reality. Boop.
Right?
Zero says he had one campaign that he DM'd, but they got into epic levels, and from 3.5. Ooh, that's taking me back.
Oh, right. Yeah, epic levels. I like that. I'll take an extra 9th level spell slot. Them epic wounds.
Mm-hmm. All right, so update us, Zeki. What do we have here? I see you populating a lot of cool shit in here. You said this is the
Right.
armory?
Yeah,
Or the
so this
forge?
is like the oh shit. This is the forge and armory that I'm kind of building out. So I'm gonna throw like a couple sets
Anvils?
of armor.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll definitely
armors.
do some anvil. But I wanted to some sets of armor. Now I need to look up. Is there like a forge? Like, why in the world is there no forge?
Like furnace, maybe?
There we go.
Look at you.
That's all of my tactical builder games terminology coming into play. You'll need a forge. You'll need an anvil. First of copper, then iron, then steel.
Okay. Okay, Factorio. Yes. I think I would actually like build a Factorio like map in here, like kind of use that. Well, maybe in a setting that would fit, like a Starfinder like setting, something like that. Just like kind of have like a factory of sorts.
Like use it like a blueprint.
Yeah, like yeah.
Blueprint.
I can work with anything.
I come on, just say it. We all heard it.
Yeah, but you didn't have to call him out on it.
I did. He called himself out.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Just
Don't-
fucking say it. Y'all heard it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that's Oh, do we want to put people in here? Like have like little like
Yeah.
meeples
That's-
or whatever it's called?
That is for Travis to do once I give him this map.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I can do NPCs in Fantasy Ground tokens. That makes more sense because then they can move around and stuff.
Yeah, otherwise they'll just be
Static.
they'll be like mannequins. Just like
unmovable mannequins.
yeah, and we don't want that.
Very true.
Yeah.
But okay, so now I need an anvil, right? How could I forget?
Can you? I mean, this might be. Can you like make sparks? I mean, you can make light almost. Can you kind of like make like glowing like embers or something like that to signify that it's on?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
What do you mean?
Like
Embers on the furnace, right?
yeah, like you know how you may put it on the stage there with lights. It looks like it's lit up, illuminated. I don't know if there's a way to like. Well, never mind. There you go. Yeah.
But I don't know if it does what I think it does.
Oh yeah, see, putting a light source on it would make sense and make it small. Oh my goodness, that's really nice.
Yeah.
I just love shit like this. I'm just like kid in a candy shop, just my eyes are wide open. Like
Right.
wow, yeah. Like that's really cool. And like these type of programs, like it may not have exactly what you want. Like obviously you couldn't find a light flame, but you take a flame and put a layer it, and you can create anything you want, which I think is really cool. Opens up the creativity. And are those suits of armor? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could like change the color a little bit. But...
I don't mind it. I think it's cool. What about like transparency? Could you make it a little transparent?
Oh,
Or
no.
only the size?
You probably totally can do transparency.
I can drop the intensity.
Not of the light itself, like of the
Oh, you
flame
mean of, like, the
image.
Flame, yeah.
Like the light, I think you are choosing like the right sort of glowy levelness. But I was saying, like, because if you don't like the flame itself, you could make it like 70% opaque, so it sort of looks like it's like a wispy flame in the furnace area or wherever you have it now. You know what I mean?
Can this make like what are those? I don't remember the name of it, the first name, but like the actual like live maps. Like I've seen that, like maps that actually move and stuff like that.
Yeah, like,
Like
if you do water, the water like ripples.
Oh,
Oh, and then you'd have to export it as a
whatever that's
MP4.
called. Yeah.
I don't know if you have to export it as an MP4, maybe, but
Well, or I guess it could be a GIF technically.
No, there's a.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up really quick. There's a actual file format and like
Oh, for like a map
Yeah.
to be imported. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
I know. Okay. It is. I'm like searching because I have one of those because I accidentally downloaded one or got one thinking that it was a regular map, and then I didn't realize it was not. It is. Now I can't find it. Never mind.
What are you looking for? I just had a
Like
moment.
the no, I'm looking for the animated. Well, so they're called animated maps, and it is in.
Like I've seen Sezimpuku has animated maps for a few things, but I thought that they were MP4s. But...
I mean, you might be right. Maybe they are MP4s. I could have just been totally thinking there was something else.
Oh, WebMS is what Random Zero says.
Okay. Thank
Sezimpuku
you.
offers them as MP4s and WebMS. All right, thank you so much for
Thank
that,
you.
Zero.
Thank you. Because we were like frozen for a moment trying to figure that out. Yes, WebMS. Thank you. So much.
Also, thank you for sitting through that ad. We appreciate your diligence.
Oh, did it go to? I'm gonna see if I can start snoozing them. I'll have it on. I'll have it on Stream Manager.
Hey, look, it's part of the experience. We, are a small creator. We appreciate all of our fans watching ads, and if you subscribe, you can watch ad free. So
That's true.
thank you,
Very
thank
true.
you so much.
Okay. But that's so. Does that so? Back to the original question. So does this let you export as WebMS and or MP4?
let's find out. I'm being 100% serious because I'm not 1,000% sure.
Oh yeah.
So you probably want to have your quenching close by, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Of course, because if like shit gets out of hand, you don't want to lose your whole guild hall. So there has to be, like you said, the well and like a water trough. Because don't you like get it hot and then cool it down and pound it out and put it hot again and down? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it follows
I've
that,
seen enough anime and like movies where they do that. They heat it up, they cool it down, they smash it, and do that a few times. I've watched a forager on Twitch once or twice. I'm an expert,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I YouTubed it.
I YouTubed it. I'm a master now.
Wow.
Did you know that that's how that works?
there is a and I'm sure it's very popular. So you chat and you guys probably heard of it. There is a channel I watch them on YouTube that make weapons from video games. I forget, is it called Forge or I forgot what it's called.
I follow them as well, I thought. It's like Forge something.
And they just make like video game weapons. Like they made Cloud Strife's Buster Sword. I'm just like that.
Oh,
is...
I do not know what you're talking about. That's awesome though.
No, it's like
I know which one you're talking about, Zeki, because I've seen him like create some cool stuff on his forge.
Yeah.
Oh
But
yes.
I'm looking for my
You think
list.
of Forging Winton?
Oh
I
yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I yes, we follow him and it is amazing. So I love.
He does a good job with
watching
cool.
that.
It's so crazy to like see it live.
So this is the forge, guys.
I'm about it.
Nice. Ooh, and there's a glow.
Yeah.
So glowy.
Nice.
So appropriately glowy.
Right?
Oh, Man at Arms is what it's called. They make like video game weapons and like in real life, and they're you can't use them. Like there's ridiculous Sephiroth sword that's not usable, but it's really cool to see.
That's awesome. Like, how heavy is the Buster Sword? Did they like talk about that at all?
They were like they had to have two people pick it up, and he barely got it on his shoulder. It is a lot of metal, and it's like not plausible.
Not feasible.
It's not feasible. Yeah.
Is this the same people that made like Thor's hammer and stuff?
Yeah, they make Thor's hammer.
Captain America's shield.
I think they have, but yeah, they like Kirito's sword from Sword Art Online.
Oh, really? They do more
Mhm.
like specifically anime stuff.
Oh, me anime, video game.
Got it. Travis, what would you like back here, and what would you like in this room?
So, behind the stage is supposed to be sort of a, behind the stage / get ready room that connects to that room there. I thought, I'm not exactly sure what we said that one was going to be. I feel like I can't
This
remember.
big one?
Yeah, the big one, I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember. But the lighter gray one behind the stage in the main room, that was supposed to be like the room to the right is like a food storage room. That is like a utility storage / dressing changing room / prop place /
Oh my gosh, so
maybe
many
like
things.
maybe like a secret office. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Secret office, a huge secret office.
No, not the whole thing, like part of it. Like,
Should we break it up? Like have walls or no?
that's what I'm saying. Like, from the left side of the stage, if you go from there to the back, that can be like behind the scenes, sort of like the dressing room, the like props, like extra chairs, all that other stuff that you would expect to find behind the scenes. Like if you're, I don't know. You guys are theater people. You've seen what it's like behind a stage.
Yes, like the dressing room. Yeah, behind the curtain stuff.
So like that's what I was sort of picturing back there.
Quick lore question. So, and you may have said this before, so apologies. But the Frats and Creds, do they put on shows for the Radiant Citadel? Like people come in and like that's another way for them to get income, or no?
It's not like a main way that I'm sure they get some income through putting on like shows and entertainers, but like it is a welcoming guild hall because the whole point of the place is for people to come and like put in requests for missions or like trade information, and so it's like a meeting space. So it is first and foremost for the members of this guild, but the public too, to some regard. So I would say like occasionally there would be shows, but it's not like the tavern where like there's a show every Friday. It might be like we're featuring XYZ special guests because our guild hall is larger and can fit like a crowd and an audience type deal, versus like there's many taverns all throughout the Citadel that are smaller venues. So this would be, I'd say, like is like a medium or a larger size venue.
We're Madison Square Garden, and that's the local club.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't say that they constantly put on like shows, but like occasionally, yeah, enough where like behind their stage that they would have like a storage room for certain like people that have like 2 dressing rooms, like Zeki's doing, like 2 or 3 dressing rooms. Like that small room that's sort of connected to the stage could be like a secret props room where they keep shit. You know what I mean? Like,
So would people use it as like a? Obviously, this is a more of a meta term, but like a shared workspace with like people going in as like, hi, we're setting up a party and we like to use your guild to like set up our things.
Not so
Oh,
much
no.
that. No, not so much that. It's not like a. I mean, I guess it would depend, because I would say like they wouldn't just like host a party, but like if diplomats from different factions were like, we need a neutral space to meet, like they might use like the boardroom or the board hall of the people, but they wouldn't be like, someone's like, we're nobles and we want to throw a party in your guild hall. Like they'd be like, no. Like if it's a local entertainer for like, someone coming through like a specialty thing and they need like a space, they'd offer that as like hosting space.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because also their guild gets, like you said, revenue from people coming to drink and eat their food. They can make connections with their guild members, with the leaders can talk to people that come in from the various public too. So it's, there's more value from just in the show itself. So that's why they have this warm and inviting atmosphere, but it's not like a, anyone can come and host their 10-year-old's birthday party here. You know what I mean? Like, there's like a sort of like a little, there's like a limit or a little bit of a floor.
The frosting because they're hitting hard times.
Right. If we're accepting parties, we're hitting hard times if we're having kids' parties.
Too much. I love it.
Does
But
that
it's
make
super
sense?
cool. Yeah.
That's like the general vibe that we're going for. Because like, think about it. If you were, an adventurer on this like multi-planar place, and you were like, for all intents and purposes, like a hero, and you do missions for various people or factions, after a hard day, you want to like, hang out in your clubhouse, your guild hall, and like have a few drinks, be with your friends, go back to your room, have a safe space. And like, to have this fun atmosphere, you need to have sort of the back end for it. So you need to have dressing rooms, you need to have storerooms, you need to have food rooms, you need to have servers, you need to have, all of that sort of things as well. It's part of like building the fiction, you'd say. you
Stealing
could
that from
say.
Magpie.
I mean, I feel like I can throw my $10 word in there and be like, it's to ensure that we're all in agreement with the verisimilitude of the world.
Yeah.
You guys have
Yes.
$10 words? I love it.
$100 words? What's the phrase? Am I cheaping myself? Sell myself short?
Only $10.
Only $100 word? I remember the first time I said that in front of Mike, like earnestly in a sentence correctly, grammatically correctly, and he was like, "Who told you that word?" And I was like, "Bitch!" I was like,
Shade.
"Bitch, shade."
That's
the
fucking
word.
hilarious.
What the stories have you been reading today?
Right? Is that the SAT word of the day?
That's so fucked. I love it.
$5 word is the phrase. Thanks, Zero.
$5 word. Okay. So you were overly you were inflating yourself there.
Inflating myself, yeah. Overselling myself.
It's okay. We do everything extra here.
Right, as you can't tell.
I couldn't. What happened?
Oh. Okay, so what is that? Because I have a let me make the screen bigger for myself. That you're putting in there. That is that a set of chairs?
And a
This-
harp, it looks
This
like.
is a wardrobe.
Oh, wardrobe. Okay.
And I'm going to put another one in here.
Oh, I see the harp. Okay.
Yeah, there's a harp over here. This room has a lute in it. This one has like a little lap harp.
Yeah. What is the name of that? I was trying to figure it out. It's a
I'm going with lap harp.
Lyre?
It could be...
Is it a
No, a lyre is kind of like a lute.
oh yeah, it's a liar. Yeah. You're a liar, Zeki.
Get out.
Uh,
For whatever reason, this one has a bookshelf. No one really knows why.
It's for when they're doing their version of Shakespeare, and they need a book and a skull.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yep, that's exactly the reason. We only need it just for Hamlet, nothing else.
Sturdy hammer. That's the new Shakespeare. Instead of Shakespeare, it's sturdy hammer. He's the author of the times.
Wow.
Sorry, it took me a second to get that. And now we're dead. Sorry. I'm sorry.
God damn it. Travis, you're gonna see yourself off the channel here in a second.
Oh my god.
Who would let him make this joke, everybody?
I thought that was pretty funny.
I needed that.
Cracking yourself up.
That's the best. Just make yourself laugh. Can't love yourself, how you gonna love somebody else?
Right? Can I get an amen?
Jeez.
Uh,
Oh my.
But I am loving how this is coming out. You're doing a really good job, just kind of because it looks like you're erasing less and kind of just adding onto it, and it looks like very seamless, Zeki. So I got to give you kudos there.
I am good at making a bunch of scatter kind of stuff. Just to like make it like fill space. Like Travis was saying, this is like you know, like where they like put the extra stage shit. Maybe there's even like a mini organ like shoved in here for some reason.
Yeah.
The clutter
love it.
closet.
Exactly, their clutter closet.
Actually, this would be if I'm doing like
An
a
organ in the
full-size
back.
Organ. Yeah.
Nice. Oh my goodness. I'm totally because I have charisma on and performance trained on Aura. I'm totally gonna go back there and have some Phantom Opera moment. Just sneak back there and start playing on that organ.
Here's like a pretend fireplace. You know what makes it a pretend fireplace? I didn't put it next to a wall.
Ooh.
Be mystified. Be amazed.
Serious. I saw something that I think you should totally add in here. There was a bathtub. How are we taking baths here?
I was contemplating the magical, what do you want to call it? Arrangements of this place. And I was honestly thinking...
There's probably a soapstone.
No, maybe this could be the bath.
Maybe. Actually, that's a good idea.
We just have like a couple hired people who are just called the prestidigitators, and they just walk around us.
No.
Cleansing. That's their
No,
job.
haven't you guys heard? It came out in like Tasha's or in Xanathar's. It's called a soapstone. And it's like they're set up in like large cities, apparently, like in town centers. And it's basically like that does exactly that. It's like a stone that you touch that prestidigitates the grime off of you.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
And they're like put in center cities, and they're called soapstones. They're like the magical equivalent of prestidigitators. Yeah, I forget what book it came out. It came in. I'm like pretty positive I'm not like making this up.
You are.
Am I a liar?
No, I'm just
You're
joking.
very a liar.
Right?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, not pretty sure. I feel like I would want a bath. I feel like there's something. I mean, I don't know. No, I'm
about
lying.
cleansing yourself. Oh no, because you're a dragonborn. You want to get water inside your scales.
But yeah, no. Well, now I would say for me personally, like, all right, if you could just give up taking a bath and a shower, like in IRL, and just have like a bubble go over you, like, boop, and you're just clean and you continue your day, would you do it, or do you enjoy the bath shower experience?
I would say 9 times out of 10, I would immediate get cleaned, and like 1 time out of 10, I would be like, I want to go lay in the tub.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that as well. What about you, Zach?
If I had the option,
Hmm.
I don't know. I think if I had the option and I'd be like, I'm way more hygienic and I'm sure that everything's clean if I just touch the soapstone. You know, like,
Hmm.
I can fuck things up if I take the wrong type of bath, you know? Like,
That's true.
I
Yeah,
can't
you
fuck
can
up the soapstone. Like, but does the soapstone also, like, give you, like, a very, like, tender, like, do you feel like, do you smell nice, and are you like refreshed when you use the soapstone?
Yeah.
So it says here, I found it. It's from Eberron Rising from the Last War, is where it was listed as an item. And it says a cleansing stone is a sphere 1 foot diameter engraved with mystic sigils. When touching the stone, you can use an action to activate it and remove dirt and grime from your garments and your person. Such stones often are embedded in pedestals in public squares, in unendare or high-end galas or inns. So like even some places like buildings have it. It's not just like a hamlet or a small town might have one for everybody, but like an inn like here, there might be one like at the front door for people to touch when they come in. And it says grime from your garments and your person. So I would say like it cleanses you, but it might not
Clean.
It might not scent you. No, it will clean you, but it won't scent you.
You'll be clean, but you're not like, oh, I feel like I just went to like the Turkish baths, the hammam. I did not, you know.
But when you
Right.
take a shower, aren't you like also like getting like antibacterial, it's like doing like cleansing? I feel like if you're just getting grime off, you're just doing like a surface scrub. So aren't you still technically like dirty, or am I looking too far?
But it's like magically removing it from you. So like I understand what you're coming from, but like I think it's
Like bacteria.
you have to give it it's magically killing the bacteria.
Okay.
I would say like it doesn't like scent you, but it cleans you where like you feel like maybe your skin feels moisturized and like you smell yourself, but you don't smell like perfumed or like refreshed like you would if you went to like a bath or something. That's how I interpret it. Here, we have an expert in chat. Brushing your teeth, who needs it? Juriel saying, I agree with Omar. Grime is specific, but the name of cleansing implies it's more than surface grime removal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's called the Stone of Cleansing, but that's like cleansing in whoever named it. It may not actually cleanse you, as you will. That's just a selling point.
Prestidigitation can clean an object with each cast, so removes dirt and grime, in my opinion, right? And prestidigitation is like bam, bam, bam. Like you could just keep doing it. Like if someone's not clean enough, you can be like hair, head, shoulders, knees and toes.
Knees
Like,
and toes.
You can cast it knees and toes multiple times.
So that concept reminds me of something pretty cool. So, all right, spoiler alert for anyone who wants to read. It's not even that big of a spoiler, but anyone who wants to read the Aragon books, I'll give you, if you remember those real old books, Aragon. The elves have magic, and magic, I should say, in general. Like you can just be like, I'm gonna shave myself, snap, and you're perfectly shaven. You're perfect, and eventually people become numb to like the act of cleaning or the act of hunting. You can just kind of snap an animal's neck just with your mind, and like the elves kind of do everything by hand because they want to cherish each moment in it. So I feel like, would you just kind of go numb to just be like, I'm clean, and then like just not cherish the act of becoming clean?
I absolutely would forget about the like physical enjoyments and would just be like, snap onto the next thing.
Because there's a catharsis to like cleansing yourself, like you're washing away not only the grime but like all the stress and drama.
That's what I'm saying. Like if there's like, I would do it occasionally. Like I agree. Like you know how back in the day, like as in ancient Greek times, there was like public baths, and I'm sure there was other places that too, like Turkish like saunas, and like the act of like cleansing ritually, like together, like even in Japan they do it now, like saunas, in onsens, etc. Like that general concept, I would probably do that. Like be like, today, like once a month, I'm gonna go to the spa and like ritually cleanse myself, but you know, the other 29 days of the month, I'm just casting a spell and moving on with my life.
Yeah, very true. Honestly, yes, I would be. I'm just like, I need to take a shower, and I'm just like, that like, I'm a long shower taker. So like that 15-20 minutes, if that's considered long, it's just like I could be doing something more productive.
How do you find yourself about like taking showers? Like, cause like you just made me think of something. Like I don't really like going to take a shower, but then once I'm in the shower, I'm like, oh, I like this, and I like want to spend time in there. But are you like that too? Like,
yes,
are you like apprehensive about going? What about
Yeah.
you, Zeki? How do you feel about it?
I fucking love taking showers.
You just like full time, jump on, head in every
Yo,
time.
if I could take a shower for like an hour, I would.
I'm with you there.
That's
It just-
controversial, I guess, but like, I fucking love a super hot shower that just like works over my back. Oh my god.
I 100% agree. It's the act of like, I have to go take a shower because I try to shower every day, especially because I'm moving around a lot for work, surprisingly. But then I'm just like, now I gotta go take a shower. But when I'm in there, I'm like, I don't want to leave.
Right, you're right. Because it is catharsis. It is like enjoyable to like relax and.
Well, also too, like when I shower on the weekend, especially, and I don't have like anywhere in particular that I'm going, I'll do like the full body wash, the exfoliation, the like I'll do all of it. You know what I mean? And like during the week, I'm just like, all right, let me just fucking go to work, kind of thing.
Right.
And it's like a
Armpits.
much different experience. Yeah. So.
Anybody got time for that?
Exactly. So, bathroom.
Love it.
Nice. Oh, so it's a public bathroom. Is that what we said?
Well, yeah, but like
They're private rooms.
3 private baths with their own toilets, 4 toilets in addition.
Can you zoom in on the toilets?
Closer. Closer.
Enhance.
Enhance.
Okay, yeah, it definitely is one of those medieval, like, it's like toilet, more of so like a hole that you shit in. And it's
I mean,
covered.
I could have made it a hole that you just shit in, but like I chose not to.
No, I like the wooden throne. They're nice.
There was also like actual communal toilets where they were like 2 side by side, and I'm like, nah, we're not doing that.
Like, hey, buddy.
Right? So there's drains. Probably need some drains over in here, to be honest with you, just in case.
So here's something. It's been bothering me, and I'll have to just mention it. It could be because maybe it's you haven't built it yet. But by the bar, is it just open at the back? Like a person can just walk up into the back of the bar?
No, there's supposed to be a thing there, but we were having issues with.
Where,
walls.
like right here?
Yeah. I'm just
Do you want there to be a full wall there, Travis?
Like
Like a
a
door?
wall. Hold on, where are you looking? Let me look. By the where the flooring changes, like there should be a wall there, like with a door. Like yeah, right there to there, exactly.
I feel better now.
And like that could be open or maybe an archway, like from behind the bar into the back, or a door or something. But yeah,
Oh,
that's
fuck.
sort of what I was thinking. We were having some issues with walls though in the program.
Oh,
So.
definitely. It was like because
That's
we were
fine.
doing like all these ad hoc rooms to it. You're supposed to shower before getting in the bath to soak in Japan. I mean, that makes
Yes.
a lot more like hygienic sense.
Yeah, you're not allowed to. If you don't, like, they get really upset.
Oh my god, there's like etiquette. This one onsen that Omar and I went to, like you had to like literally walk through like a decontamination like spray before they would like let you into like the open like the public onsen area. Do you remember that?
Yes, you have to bathe, spray. No, spray, bathe, then you get to go into the onsen.
Yeah.
And I remember freaking out because I'm tatted up. I have tats here on my back, and I was just like, I hope we don't get kicked out because we had a big sign, no tattoos, and I was like, oh, I'm a foreigner, maybe they won't notice.
Right? They're
Oh,
like, that's
boy.
even worse. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No, I think like you
no.
can sort of get away with it because
Yeah.
tattoos of Japanese people are like often associated with like the Yakuza.
The Yakuza, yeah.
They did let
Oh,
us
that
in
makes
and let
sense.
him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we like ran to the different rooms and he would like put his back and shoulders
Yes!
up against the wall.
Oh my
like
God,
we would
that's
like go to like
hilarious.
the we would walk around. He would walk around, sort of hiding, like holding his arms and because you didn't have you didn't have your full back at that
No, I
point.
didn't have
You
the full
just
back.
had
I just had
your,
I just had the
arms
skull on
and
my back.
skull. Yeah, you'd have a skull
That
on your
is
back.
so funny to me.
Before the time when I can no longer get tattoos, I guarantee you I'll probably have it on my arms, on my legs. It's gonna be tatted up.
If that's what you want to do, you should do it.
I love tattoos. I'm not finished with the one on my back, and I just have not gone in a little bit. God, is it painful though?
Yeah, because it's a huge surface, so
Mhm.
it's gonna be so cool when it's done, though.
Oh, I can't wait.
Travis, I'm gonna make this bigger. I made 2 rooms here.
Sure.
Can one of them be a library, or does it matter?
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Make a long table, like an office, like meeting hall sort of space with library shelves and books. That's a really good idea for that long room.
Mm-hmm.
And then this could be it's not public, but this is the informal.
This is the
meeting
guild's
room.
library, right?
Yeah, the guild's library / meeting hall, and then the private rooms, the private meeting rooms could be on the second and third floor, like we were discussing.
How does teleportation work in the Radiant Citadel? And is there a teleportation circle? Would there be something like that here, or?
So the only way off of the Radiant Citadel is plane shifting, because you're on the ethereal plane.
Mm-hmm.
So a teleport wouldn't work. You'd have to plane shift or use a spelljammer, like a spaceship, to fly. So no teleportating exactly. There might be teleportation circles because the Radiant Citadel is a large city. It's like a New York. So there might be sigils from one end to the other that certain groups or factions might have set up, so that way they can easily transport or teleport to different sections of the Citadel itself, to get around the Citadel itself.
Sorry for the dog barking. Jeez, corgis. Would the Refraction Crest have one?
The Refractions Crest, maybe, because you guys are sort of at the one. It's a cylinder, so it's weird to say end, but you're at a specific particular spot that might make sense for there to be one. Plus, you're the only guild that's like this, so I wouldn't say that it would be on this first level, though. It would, if there was a magic circle, it would be in a private guild members only space. It wouldn't be public accessible one.
Got it. And is there 2 floors or 3? How much of the floors did you say it was going to be?
At least 3. So this is the first floor. This is the most places where people are going to be. And then the second floor would be more rooms of specific adventurers and lots of sort of, I wouldn't say luxury, but deluxe space for, those people that have been here for a long time. They'd have also more private meeting rooms. There'd probably be specific workshops. There's probably an alchemy room. There's probably also, a wizard's workshop. There's probably also a tailoring area, or there's probably several professions have different rooms or dedicated areas on the second floor. And then the third floor is the executive office. That's probably where they would bring esteemed company. They have a 360. We were sort of discussed, I think, Zeki, because they put the roof on. There's a domed circular room, so that we get a 360 view, and there'll be a executive boardroom type feel.
Nice.
And then a basement, too, with a wine cellar and a place to sort of speak with dead, secretly.
Like what happened last session.
Like what happened last session. So that's canon happened, so that's there too.
So
Zero says there's $5 words and $10 words, and both are used. So he says he blames inflation.
Oh, so you were right. So $10 is fine. Yeah.
It's totally an inflation problem. I
Yeah,
agree, Zero.
Question. This is kind of lore building of the Radiant Citadel / just your opinion on gameplay. So one thing that's fascinated me, now it may already exist, so stop me if it does. What that I really want to do was have, like, you know how in RPGs there's you have your class and then there's the job class, as in not job, the profession. Would you incorporate something like that? So like it said, you like, I want to be a tanner and I can make myself like leather armor or something like that versus going out to buy them. Or do you think that would be too complex in like a 5e campaign?
I feel like at that point, if you wanted to incorporate it, because there are certain ones where, like, you know, guild's craftsman is a background you can pick, and then you choose your craftsman of that guild. Are you a weaver? You're a leather person. You're, you know, a gemsmith. You're XYZ. So like those exist already, and if a person was like, yeah, I want to, you know, as a huge part of my character's backstory, I want them to say that they're, you know, come from a line of leather workers and they have really good experience with, you know, understanding quality of materials and skills and techniques and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, absolutely, sure. I wouldn't like make like a mini game and a thing out of it. I would like sort of make a few moments where that person felt like that was like important and like really give them their like, get that vibe and like move on, you know, because otherwise I'd be like, play a video game if you want to like level up your
your tanning,
you know what
skill.
I mean? Your tanning skills. Like we can incorporate pieces of that so that way you feel like it's, especially if you write it into your backstory and it's relevant. Like, yeah, absolutely. But I'm not gonna like make a mini game for you. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, you could say that you can either, you know, use your skills to purchase leather, or like if in this instance you're a leather worker, you might be able to purchase leathers at a discount because you can spot quality and talk shop with the person, or you can find those resources to make one yourself. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, cool, we could work that out, give you like a slight bonus or add like something into it. And I feel like that's the fun of, you know, D&D, and like you can like homebrew something and it doesn't necessarily need to be like a +1. It could be like, you know, or the samurai's leather armors of, you know, prestidigitation, and you have a little sigil that you push and it cleanses you. Like you could, like we could make up something like that. You know what I mean? Like, sure. And like you crafted it, and even in the leathers etched the symbols such that they could hold runes that a wizard was able to enchant a minor thing into it. Sure, cool. You know what I mean? Like we can have like a little mini arc. I'm about it, but. You know what I mean? Sorry, I don't mean to like keep rambling. I'm about it. I just would make like I wouldn't like build a whole like progression thing into it.
Yeah, I want to build a mechanic, but we can roll some skill checks and role play,
right?
To have it. Yeah, I agree too. Because I was afraid that in doing something like that, it would kind of make the artificer obsolete or take away from that, since that class can build things like that in like half the time and all that stuff. So if like anyone could do it, then like that's taking away a good chunk of that class.
Yeah, I find that that is an argument that I've seen online and people say, and my response to that is I don't want to deal with like hypothetical ifs and maybes. Like, yeah, sure, it takes away from artificers. Whoop-de-doo. I don't have any players who are artificers that feel infringed upon. You know what I mean? So too bad. Yeah, this person is awesome and can do that just as, maybe not as good as an artificer. And like, if that's what people want to say, like, sure, yeah, you could build it in half the time because you're an artificer. That's what your, you know, shtick is. But, you know, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. And if a player does want to be an artificer, then sure, you know, cool. You now get an extra special thing that makes you feel unique. You know what I mean? Like if someone were to join and be like, I want to be an artificer, and I don't anticipate any person being like, yeah, I'm an artificer and I'm mad that Aura's crafting shit that's cooler than me. Like most players aren't like that, and if someone is like that, that's red flags. Let's just put that out there. You know what I mean? So in my experience, like if you can make people feel like they're cool and like their thing is cool, then that's what you got to do. And so if I made crafting for a non-crafting class cool, and then a crafter comes, then just you got to up the ante a little bit, you know?
Yeah, and I 100% agree. Like, okay, so you take that and you want to be a little bit cooler, just homebrew it. I mean, I love the fact that these TTRPG games are easily homebrewable, especially once you play them a lot and understand the boundaries, you could say, or like the mechanics well enough. You just bend the rules. They're there for you to bend them. Or break
Look at the common items or like the uncommon items that are in the DMG or Xanathars, or I think it's Xanathars or was it Tasha's that came out with like a whole bunch of common magic items that have like crazy kooky properties. Like use that as inspiration and then throw that on an item that you build. And there you go.
That's a fantastic piece of advice.
You know what I mean? I do that all the time. Like there's like the Cloak of Billowing and like the Shift Weave and Glamour Weave. Like those are all like common magical items that like are really cool to be like flavored. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't shy away from those cool items that it may not be a battle item +1, but like sometimes the better items are the ones that are just like helm for presentation. You just always clean, and that's just,
right. Yeah, or like that's what I was just gonna say. Like I've seen, you know, it's very easy to what people say like power creep by like taking a spell and putting it on an item. So I wouldn't say shy away from it because like if you're like you're saying, Omar, depends on your level of expertise. If you're very comfortable DMing, then sure, go ahead, add on items and spells whenever you want. But like a cantrip or maybe even a first level spell, especially if it's one of the ones that are like the mass spells that people don't take, but you're gonna put it on an item that someone can use like once a day or 3 times a day, think that's going to add so much cool and flavor, and then a person doesn't feel like they've like had to waste, you know, like as a wizard, you know, you only get 2 spells when you level up automatically. So like that's precious number of, you know, precious resources I got there. So I'm not going to take knock when I can get like the gloves of knock. You know what I mean?
Like once a day, unlock a door.
That lets me, it's like a magic item. This magic glove I have to be wearing. It does not require attunement, and I can use it once a day, and it allows me to cast knock. You know, that's not that crazy. You're not like breaking the game by giving the player, and like knock I think is a 2nd level spell. Like some people might be like, oh my god, like to me like that's not killing me. You know what I mean? Like if you can't deal with your players opening one door, you know, like once a day that they might not supposed to be behind, like as a DM, then like, come on. Like I hate to call you out, but like that's the least of your worries. Like,
yeah, and the thing that I love
control what's behind that door. Like,
that's what I was gonna say. The thing is, like, if you feel like they're too powerful or something too powerful, then make everything to adjust the world accordingly. I mean, that is a lot to say because especially newer DMs may not know how to. That's why I would say just to tread with caution. But once you've done it a bit, you'll realize you can bend your world however you see fit. This is why I love homebrewing. And I'm like, oh, I just gave them $1 bajillion. This is going too easy. Oh my goodness, something happened with the currency. Now everything's more expensive in the next town they're going to because of reasons. Insert reasons.
Or dragons come now and smelled your gold and is taken, you know, your thing. Or like, you know, it's also fine to say like, okay, we're all trying to be the next D20, Dimension 20, we're all trying to be the next Critical Role, but we ain't there yet, and it's totally fine to be like, guys, I fudged up. Like, I meant to give you rewind. I meant to give you 2K, not 20K. You know what I mean? So sorry, everyone, take a 0 off your, you know, off of your gold piles. You know, it's fine. Like, no one's gonna like. In that case, that might be sad because players hate things getting taken away. But like, it's not the end of the world to be like, I gotta. You know, I'm not perfect, guys. I messed up. Or like, this item's just be like, this item's too powerful. You know, I over tweaked it. Can we like tone it down? And like work with them. You know what I mean? Like it's not unreasonable. Like, because players know when something is broken, and then they themselves start to not have fun if it's too easy for them. So like, most people are willing to sort of negotiate. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's how it's been in my experience.
I 100% agree with you as well. So you have a really good team. People are just like, yep, I understand. And you're like, you can take it away, which is cool. And then you use that to experiment and develop your experience in like the item creation field.
How, I mean, because we've always played our games like that where they were generally homebrew. I have not really played a lot of like module content. So I don't feel the need to like live within the bounds of like the books and rules. And I feel that openness to be creative and flexible. So how do you have you done a lot of modules, and do you feel like that's similar?
I
briefing,
have.
or what's your thoughts on that?
So I started off homebrewing and was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let me structure myself. And I did Lost Mines of Fandelver, and then right after that I did Tomb of Annihilation. I'm just like, well, got it, boop, and made that leap. As a DM, and I find that it's especially if the book is well written, like Tomb of Annihilation, or even Waterdeep is really well written with the items and all that.
Fandelver is apparently like the most well-renowned first entry into D&D. Like they said, like that's the best adventure.
And it's so good because it has the items there, so you don't have to worry about it. I would say, especially once you start going, you'll feel yourself maybe a little confined because you're trying to stick to it somewhat, but it is easily changed. Like it's very malleable, I should say. So you could say, oh, it gives you this item here. It looks like they're having a tougher time. Let me throw in my own items. But I think it just comes with experience. So I would say it does a really good job of keeping you kind of grounded. But it doesn't mean that you being an experienced homebrewing DM, jumping into those games, you won't feel confined. You can see like, I like this and this I don't need, and I'll add in my own stuff. Kind of like you're doing here with the Radiant Citadel.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zero says it's like when you use a save file hack, you give yourself everything and then you lose all interest in the game. Yeah. I absolutely have done that in my gaming career. I'm sure you have too, multiple Zeki. I'm sure you have as well. Have you ever given yourself everything and played around, be like, I'm God, I'm so powerful, this is so much fun, and then you're like, I'm not having fun anymore. There's no more of a challenge. I'm over it. You know, like the next day, you're like, I don't feel like doing that no more.
Do you remember when we played was it Sacred? Or Forsaken or something like that.
Oh my God, yes.
We like do the hack to give yourself like the most powerful items, and we're just walking like boop, boop, level one, just destroying everything, and everyone's like, "Ooh, you're so powerful." I'm like, thank you. And then
I remember that, and that was an online game, which was bizarre. Yeah. You're able to hack the fucking local files. Also, Johnny Fontaine, thank you so much for the follow.
Oh, awesome! Thank you, Johnny Fontaine. Great to have
Welcome
you.
Thank you so much.
We're chatting about right now, in case you're anyone else who's new here, where Zeki is building our Radiant Citadel's guild hall, the Refractions Crest, as we sort of lore world build and just chat about D&D and things in general. So if you ever jumped in, that's where we are. Yeah, I find like games like that exactly where you get all of the strongest the skills. You're like, you know, a level 1 character that can wield level 100 gear, and you just like mow everything down in one button, and you're like, this isn't even fun anymore. Like you just sort of like give up and move on to the next thing.
And like it's like, as we were speaking to, harking back to what we talked to before, you like, it's a mechanic in the game, so you gotta use it if everyone's hacking themselves.
Right. Right. I feel like at that time, that was like the weird Wild West of that game, Lest Online, where like, because you could just literally open up the like files on your main PC and like change the number, and then it changed online. Like it was fine. I remember that like crazy, and like people were broken. OP.
Good times. The starting times of the MMORPG.
Right. Yeah.
I remember when I first played World of Warcraft.
What was that other one? Mysteries of Odyssey? There, like it was like Odyssey something. It was sort of like a Greek hero god.
Oh,
MMO.
You're talking about Titan Quest.
Titan Quest, that's what it was.
Quest. That was like
that was
Diablo,
another one like that where you could sort of fake it. It was like Diablo. We were like, what's the next D2?
Yeah.
That's like the before D2R, before D3, before D4. back in the day. That was another fun one.
Yeah. So Zeki, what are we putting here?
Oh, just some magical shit.
The Arcane Library. So the first one was the regular library. Now this is the Sanctum.
I feel like these are like various like
summoning circles, like where you can like practice your shit. I like that. Yeah, like a practice area for magic.
Yeah. You used a 3 hex to summon a demon. to 5-point circle.
How fucking dare you?
Amateur.
This calls for a pentagram. You are clearly using a
A 3-point clove.
yeah, 3-point clove there. Please
God. I love it.
understand your arcanic history. Thank you.
That's why I wish I could like bullshit like continuously. I feel like I'm not. You could, Omar. I'm sure you could if you had a sparring partner. or
Oh,
a sparring
here we
partner.
go. What do you think?
What is that?
This is the first floor.
Oh,
I love it.
Tour us through what you created while we were just kind of.
Oh my god, so this is like the
shit.
magical practice room or whatever. A couple tables, bunch of candles, got an altar,
Oh, an altar. Love it.
some statues, a cauldron, some
About
like,
it.
protective circles, like in case things are kind of like explosive and you want to encase them to practice, leading into the full-size library for the guild.
I love these like
Um,
sections, these like study rooms that you sort of made in that
Yeah,
room.
so kind of
good.
like it flows that way, you know, like you can go in and out. Like you don't have to go through the whole library if you just want to go outside from here, or like if you want to just like go get breakfast, you don't have to like go through the library and the magical study room to then go through the showers. You can just like go
Cut
from
through the
your
main-
bed
yeah.
and go into the main hall or whatever.
Look how efficient you made this, like a true contractor.
right?
And then you have one door giving you access out here if you really needed to. We're going to say that there's magical soundproofing that lets the people studying here not hear the anvils all day. But,
I'm about it.
About
It
it.
happened.
yeah.
Magic.
But then, you know, you have like a well outside, you have practice things. This forge was so much fun to make.
It looks so baller.
Nice. A random
So,
tree stump though.
you can split wood for your forge if you run out of coal.
The ever-growing tree. Just every time you chop it down, just like.
I thought I put another spot for that. I guess not. Let me.
No, it's a like a pedestal so that we can chop wood on it.
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
I need wood.
How much trees are on the Refraction Crest? Like, would they
There's
ever
a
run out?
shit ton right by there.
A lot. There's a lot. There's
Yeah.
like so the astral diamonds, like, you know, good natured energy like fertilizes and provides like life for green space on the entire citadel. So if you look at the like map of the Radiant Citadel in the book, you will see that there's lots of trees and foliage and green space like all throughout, and like that's part of the culture of the book, is that green space and sort of outdoor, you know, nature is afforded to all.
Nice. I don't know why I always had in my head that it was just like a city, like Manhattan. I know Manhattan has trees as well, but I mean, I thought it was just like middle of a city.
Yeah.
But that is super cool.
Sort of like, I'm trying to think of, yeah, like it's not exactly concrete jungle like Manhattan. It would be more of like a, I'm trying to think of like a good example, but like most cities don't have like forests in them. But like, yeah, there's like trees and things sort of, and like, you know, natural space sort of that flourishes throughout.
Kind of like Kyoto. I know we're just jumped in Japanese cities, but I feel
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, there's like forests, like literally, and like
Yeah, just-
dedicated green spaces around for
Mhm.
sure.
But yeah,
This looks fantastic. You did such a good job, Zeki.
pretty much everything here I can think of. Now,
really quick. Are those sparring like bots up in
Yep.
that left? Okay, yeah.
yes, it is. If you want to practice your fighting.
Or is out there every morning.
Right? Oh my goodness, this looks so good, Zeki. You did such a good job.
Nice, isn't it?
So
Like a park in the center, like Central Park, if you will. You fucking did, yes.
Oh, I was like, who's so shady? Mike TV, got it. Should have known.
You can kind of add a little bit of like a blue to that, so it's like nighttime and like the lighting just like pops. It looks so nice at night.
Sweet. Oh, Bara is heading out. Bye, Bara. Thank you for Bara.
Bye,
Thank you for
Balra.
coming.
Enjoy
Bye.
your day.
We're wrapping. Yeah, we're wrapping up soon. We're approaching
we're wrapping up
9:30.
soon.
So thanks so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate you coming by.
But I feel like the Radiant Citadel is like constantly just like kind of pink.
Yeah.
Is it-
I feel like-
Is there day and night? There's like an actual like.
There isn't exactly, but in the lore it says that the actual oral diamond sort of oscillates and rotates through the spectrum of colors, and people speculate what it means, but no one really knows, and they haven't figured out if the shifting colors means anything. So, you know,
So is this
I use that
24
as
hours?
I use that as sort of like it sort of like dims and brightens, but then it also shifts through the spectrum depending on like the mood of the place too.
So is it still 24 hours? I mean, I guess for simplicity's sake.
Yeah, I'm going to use a, standard Gregorian calendar and time scale for this campaign to as much of Zeki's chagrin. He already booed me last stream.
I did.
I mean, I understand why Zegu Boo, but I understand why, like, I've always tried to come with a calendar.
Straight up made another calendar for our old campaign, like, and tied it to the, like, it is so much work to come up with a calendar that makes sense.
And you have to remember it and be like, what time of day it is? You're like,
It is
know,
not difficult.
How many days have passed since last XYZ happened? I don't know. Like, I find, like, I like loosey-goosiness of, like, it's, December-y and January, January or
January something.
January something. I'm trying to like in RimWorld, they use like each quarter. It's like January and March is like Janarchi, and like September and like Decemberary, April, May is like, and they use like brackets, and I kind of like that like wishy-washy of it, because then I don't know, sometimes as a DM you need to be like, time passes, don't think too hard about it. But if you're like tracking a calendar date by date, people are like, well, how many days? And I'm like, I don't know, bitch.
I
15.
I like the days. I mean, as long as you kind of like, I usually do like 10 days and like X amount of weeks just to make it all even. But it's the time that hits me. It's like everyone. I'm like, they're like, what time of day is it? I'm like, 3 o'clock technically is a meta thing, but I'm just like, it's 3 o'clock. Like, it's not. It's half past moonset. Or I'm like, I wouldn't be able to do shit.
This is gonna be like midday, noon, afternoon, approaching evening, late evening. You know what I mean? Like, that's the descriptors that I use or should use. But then you're gonna have the one person who's like, technically I have keen mind, so I want to know the number.
I want to know exactly the time.
Exactly the time.
Because someone's like, let's meet up at this time. Like, we need to be exact. Like, I'll have to be like 3 o'clock today, and I'm just like,
because like back in the day when people would meet up,
guys,
they didn't.
We're leaving. We're done.
oh. We're literally going to tangent.
You're like going on like memory road over here. I'm like, guys.
Okay. Sorry.
It's a-okay.
Anything
But
else
it
you
is
wanna do for
9:30. We went a little bit later than originally estimated, but I really wanted to get this map done. So I think now I'm just gonna like kind of export it for you, Travis.
Love it, yeah.
We're all done. It's so nice.
Turning the grid off so that way you can put it on whatever you want. Do you want it as WebP? Universal VTT? We'll have to like play around with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Export it as. Give me like a standard like PNG or JPEG, and then also maybe that, and I'll try them both out,
Cool.
see how it works. thanks again so much for building it and doing it. It
Yeah,
looks so
it's so
awesome.
much
I can't wait
fun.
to showcase it.
Excellent.
Awesome job, Zeki.
Thanks
As per tradition.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for shooting the shit and hanging out, Omar. Helping
Of
us
course.
come up with stuff and flesh it out.
And now you just see everything rapidly.
Brick by brick. Literally.
It's like going frame by frame in the meta game, as it
In
were.
the metagame.
And
Whoa.
that's the
He
show.
said it, and that's the show. Boop.
It's not off. Bye. Look,
That
Right.
was good.
But yeah, I think we're good. So thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. It's been a lot of fun. You'll catch me tomorrow on AP doing a one-shot creator. And where can you find you, Travis and Omar? What are you guys doing on Sunday?
Oh, you can see me. Oh, well, this Sunday, yeah, we are playing Baldur's Gate and hanging out here on ATOD because it's Easter. So if you're heathens like us and want to hang out,
It's true.
It's true. It's truth. We want to eat your ham and hang out with us. You can catch us, I think, 2 p.m., right?
Yeah, 2 p.m. We're going to be playing Baldur's Gate. I am going to play... I'm thinking I might want to play the Bard. There's a couple new ones that came out. I think I might want to play the Bard, but I know, like, Sorcerer came out, and so you might...
I want to,
try
like, get to the new content. I don't
It ain't
wanna
there
run-
yet. It ain't there. New content is new classes, and...
There's,
oh,
like,
sorry.
the underground bullshit area we've never actually fully
Yes,
explored.
yes, yes.
So I want to
And-
get there.
Okay, and there are... No, I'm lying. There are extra stuff they put in, but you can't go beyond the end. They put more stuff in the middle.
Okay.
So we can do that.
So we're going to do that here on ATOD. And Mondays, you can check me on the Radiant Citadel right here.
Awesome.
Awesome. And on the 16th, hopefully everything goes well, everyone's healthy and all that, we should be continuing our normal Sunday scheduled program of Descent to the Void Campaign 2, where you'll find many people who are in the AP, as well as all of us here playing in this very large, dark-themed campaign. So you can catch that on the 16th and every Sunday going forward from there at 2 p.m. here on Twitch.
Yeah.
An AP one-shot is at least a 3-shot. That's the truth. You speak... There's no lies were told. Zero.
That is why tomorrow I'm showing you all how to actually do it, because
Please, senpai.
if I need to, I can actually make a one-shot happen. But it's all about understanding the scale and speed of a one-shot. And we'll talk about all that tomorrow. So that's your little preview for that. And I don't have anybody to raid, do you guys?
Let's see here.
Want to raid
there-
Johnny? Oh no, do you have an actual D&D themed
Yes.
to raid?
Well, there's this. There's Dice Cream Sandwich is playing, and I love Dice Cream Sandwich. They are awesome. Why don't we go ahead and raid them? And
Sure. Put it in.
Sure. See, I haven't done
I'm
this.
totally fine with this.
Oh no, here we go. I can do it from the back end. There we go. Boop.
Yeah, you
There
can do
we
it as
are.
a yeah.
Yep. So in like
9-8. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you follow and or subscribe for a good time and you don't miss any of this awesome content. Later.
Thanks for hanging out. Bye.
bye everyone,
And we done.
and we're done.